Give us a sense here of why this decision was made.
U.S. officials have become increasingly alarmed at the level of COVID infections in China, and also what they say is the lack of transparency regarding their data coming out. So what they're actually really worried about is the possibility that new variants are being created in China because of the level of infections, and the possibility that variant will be spread overseas, including to the U.S. So that's why they're imposing this testing requirement for travelers from China.
Hey, Jordan, I got to say, the discussion we've all been having is that this doesn't necessarily preclude COVID from once again coming back to the United States via Chinese travelers. So having said that, is there also another step that ultimately could come out of the U.S. that's even tougher on Chinese travelers into the United States?
Right now, they're not considering anything like a travel ban, although officials are keeping a close eye on the situation. They're expanding like a surveillance program for travelers at 2 airports on the West Coast to try and keep an eye on those possible variants. But right now, they're not really considering anything higher than a testing requirement.
Hey, Jordan, how much is this is about not trusting the data from the Chinese government about who's testing positive and when they're testing positive?
I would say that's the primary concern of U.S. officials. I was talking to some of them yesterday, and what they said was that they weren't necessarily concerned that, by itself, that like China was lifting the COVID-0 policies. It was that they were doing it at a time when infections were spiraling out of control, and that there weren't reliable data being sent to the rest of the world about who was testing positive, when they were testing positive, and with what variant.